you don't look at me. You look at the camera. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because that's who we're here to talk to today. We're here to talk to our audience, right? You know, you can say hello.
Hello, audience.
Yes, this is my mother, Michelle Covey. You know, I wanted to do a video today, you know, to introduce her to all of you because, you know, I mean, who doesn't like to know about something about, you know, like the people they're watching videos about, you know, because I did this, you know, you can all go back into the video histories if you've ever been curious and look up, you know, I did one about myself, but here I wanted to introduce my mother and, you know, give her a chance to talk about, well, herself and her history because, you know, you might be curious, you know, just like, you know, how I act weird, you know, or there's things, you know, blah, blah. So here she is to give a little bit of a background about herself.
Well, yes, he's weird because I'm a little weird. Grew up in the greater Seattle area, was very active as a child. Of course, it caused me to walk early, and that caused a burn on the side of my face. This is a scar from that burn. But in and out of the hospital several times before I was 10. Interesting life there when you're in and out of the hospital, especially when you spend like 5 or 6 weeks each time in the hospital. It was a different type of world back then. Grew up out in the country, had horses, cows, all these fun things to do, went skiing regularly, boating, all this. Like I said, very, very active and continued that life even now. And so I like to go out hiking, biking, and now we're going to be learning how to fly drones.
Yeah, so in some of the videos, you know, you'll probably see me post here in the not too distant future is like my mom's first drone flight, you know, and some subsequent other flights as she learns or, you know, whatever, you know, but there's also other videos that are going to be appearing, like we like to go bike riding together, and we actually happen to live in close proximity to each other, you know, partially because of my disability and I need, you know, the assistance, but we do actually live in separate homes. Not to let you guys know too much, because, you know, my privacy and her privacy is our privacy, so.
Yes, true.
Is there anything else you can think of? I don't know, I mean, like.
No, that about sums it up.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to take too much of people's time, you know, because I know that people, you know, like hate, I don't know if people hate it, you know, I mean, I've been watching a lot of game shows lately and they give background stories on people and the freaking people seem to drone on forever and then people seem to be going and rolling their eyes like, okay, and I'm like, yeah, well, me too, I kind of feel that way, so, but anyway, you know, like.
Well, I guess one thing, don't be terribly surprised, don't necessarily everybody try this, but I am, believe it or not, 67 years old. But a very active 67, and have actually figured out from my lifestyle that probably I'm closer to like a 45-year-old person. Walk every single day, do things, so I can be active, but I also have to be careful because even recently when we went bike riding, I fell. Just standing there and I fell and bruised my knee pretty bad, so, you know.
Yeah, because of course everybody can forget that just because they're physically active and have the energy, that they don't necessarily use the same or, you know, those muscles every day. So when they go to do something different that they're not accustomed to, they forget and they overdo it. And then they, you know, don't necessarily feel it coming on. I mean, I've done it before when I go to take walks with my mom here. And, you know, we went to go and take a foot hike up that Pinnacle Peak, you know, that I showed in one of my videos, and we made it to the first landing, and I was done. But, you know, that's because I'm very accustomed to knowing my limitations from having broken bones and such.
And I walk every day, so it was not that big of a deal. But, you know, each person's different, but part of this is that for either Jay or myself to share this with you, to share, you know, the physical activities that you can participate in, or if you can't participate, enjoy the outdoors.
Yep, because it should be there for everybody to enjoy, whether you're stuck inside or not. But, you know, I'm just out there all the time because, you know, like I don't got a job, I don't got nothing to do, and, well, aside from building myself a home, you know, with a kitchen and bathroom and whatnot, as some of you have seen in previous videos, you know, like I've put up kitchen cabinets and other things like that. Maybe in the future I'll also be featuring my new Samsung washing machine, which is impressive. Anywho, not to drift off here and not to, whatever, but, and yeah, I feel like I'm going on forever here.
So, I'm Michelle, that's Jay, and we're here to entertain you.
Yep. So I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Later.